My friends, how are you? It is absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video. And today I've got sort of some Canada news to talk about. And I haven't talked much about Canada lately. And the reason is, I know I've said this in the last video too, that I had a Canada topic. But the reason is you guys are handling your business up there. And to me, that's pretty respectable. And you don't really need me to be your little pit bull all the time down here fighting for you in the States while we've got all our problems going on down here anyways. But I do have a great interest in how Canada is basically kicking Donald Trump's ass when it comes to his trade wars and of course his threats of turning them into the 51st state that he still hasn't quite let up on. He just kind of tries to slide it into conversation every once in a while. It's goofy, the entire thing. And the reason I ended up in this fight in particular when it comes to Canada and Donald Trump was basically I just saw something that was wrong and I decided to speak up on it. I did not expect that so many Canadians would show support to my channel or even take interest in what I was going to say, but I'm very careful about picking my topics now, so I'm not just, milking your country for views over here, only when I have something to say about it. But I have to be honest, I am just extremely impressed with the way Canada has responded to everything. And the good news is you're starting to see it in the numbers now about what is going on. But for me personally, I've kind of over the last few years of my life taken a really hardline stance against bullies, against people being bullies. And if I see bullying going on and I'm in a position to do something about it, I've decided I should speak up. And that's where my friendship with so many Canadians started. As Canadians were just minding their business, doing whatever they do up there in Canada, minding their business for the most part, America elected a fucking lunatic. Yeah, that's what we did. A fucking lunatic to come into the White House, who's one of his initial things right out the gate was, of course, the trade wars. We all know about that, the goofy ass trade wars, and to tell Canada that he was going to turn them into the 51st state, all because Melania and Ivanka wanted to fuck Justin Trudeau. Yes, Donald Trump is that petty that's where this entire situation started with the whole thing. And I decided I got to speak up because I didn't view Canadians as helpless or anything like that, or just a country that was going to take it. What I viewed it as a country that was much smaller in population than America and was literally under the attack of a person that has spent their whole life being a fucking bully. And since I had watched so much in America, so many people fall in line and do what Donald Trump says because they don't want to be the next target of his bullying, I have to be honest, I thought Canada was going to fall in line also because that's just what I was used to seeing, right? And then a lot of very interesting fucking things happened as Canada, I guess, you guys know more than I do about all this, all my Canadian friends, I guess was sort of leaning that way, was going to elect their own MAGA dork. And then when Donald Trump started with all his threats and tariffs and all those things, they went the other way and elected Mark Carney as prime minister instead. So the good news that comes out of this for a lot of countries around the world is they get to learn from our mistakes, my friends. That's what they get to learn from. But we've watched as some really impressive things have happened coming out of Canada, and I have personally taken a great interest in it because anytime somebody stands up to a bully and comes out on top of it, that is a great fucking thing. And you love to see it. You love to see those kind of things going on. And I just overall am impressed by the entire fucking thing, if I'm being honest with you. We still got these crazy people in America. I don't know if y'all know about that. There's actual crazy people in this fucking country. I know, big shocker. You didn't see that coming, I'm sure. But they have, because Donald Trump told them that they hate Canada, now hate Canada. Because Donald Trump told them that they love Russia, they now love Russia. Because we've got grown grown men in this country that consider themselves to be alpha males for some reason, that are the biggest betas I've ever seen in my life, that do and think exactly what Donald Trump tells them to do and think. And I had an encounter with one today that I thought was kind of amusing, as he said that all Canadians are morons and he's going to conquer Canada himself, my friends. My God, he better get a move on. Winter is coming, son. You don't want to be caught running around up there when it gets that damn cold. So you might get to it right fucking now. But as somebody who has seen the MAGA dorks running all around these truck stops of America, you have to sit back and laugh when they make such stupid fucking threats on the internet. Because I have watched as they have walked around the truck stops, the proud MAGA supporters, right? They're out there in their Trump hat and their American bald eagle t-shirts, and they've got purple legs, and they're wearing compression socks, and the last thing that guy conquered was the entire Big Mac and a quarter pounder and all of the fries and a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. And that's the guy that is running around making threats to people on the internet. They're not so tough when you really see through all of the bullshit, is the point that I'm trying to make. So Canada, I think you're safe from that guy. I highly doubt he's going to conquer Canada all by himself, but I encourage him to try. I think, yeah, I mean, go for it. Do your worst there, buckaroo. Let's see what you got. But that's kind of how the whole internet works, right? Everybody, it's full of insecure men that are so worried about if they look masculine at all times that they'll literally get on the internet and threaten to take over and conquer entire fucking countries. And in their head, they believe that that shit is actually true. I had an interesting one earlier today, my friends, and I think this one was kind of a troll, but it was funny nonetheless. As he said, the groypers are coming for you. And what did I tell you guys? I told you guys these MAGA dorks are premature ejaculators, didn't I? I'm over here just having a conversation on my camera and they're already coming for me. That's insane. But anyways, I kind of laughed at that. Oh no, the incel army is coming to take me out, which I shouldn't underestimate the groypers. They do fly off the handle sometimes and actually fucking kill people. So maybe I should shut up, but maybe I fucking shouldn't. I don't really know. But that's kind of the internet shit that we got going on in the world today. But I do eventually want to get to the point of why I'm here to do this video, because like I said, Donald Trump threatened an entire country. He's threatened many countries, and he just wants to be the bully of the world, right? And this entire situation is backfiring so fucking epically in Donald Trump's face that you can't help but just sit back and watch and go, yeah, this dumb son of a bitch, Donald Trump showed up to the Battle of the Wits completely fucking unarmed, and he is getting his ass handed to him by the country of Canada right now. So while America is seeing massive job losses, 1.1 million jobs lost year to date, but just wait, the year's not over, my friends. There's still more to come, don't worry. We're not seeing any kind, it's November, for God's sakes, and we're not seeing any kind of boom in hiring. We're not seeing freight rates and trucking go up. We're not seeing the demand for trucking go up. We've got a fucking flatlining economy right before the biggest shopping season of the year, which truckers should be moving that shit right now, and we're just not fucking seeing it. It's just normal. It's just business as usual out here, as it's already fucking November. We should be getting that shit to distribution centers so it can make it to the store shelves, so everybody can go out Black Friday shopping and give all their money to millionaires and billionaires in this country while the Trump regime is bankrupting us. Nothing about that makes sense, right? But we are watching, seriously, America collapse economically. That's the only way to put it. And I was concerned that other countries were going to see the negative fallout from Donald Trump's failed policies also. And we are seeing quite the fucking opposite in Canada for a lot of different reasons. You remember Canada boycotted all America's bullshit. They said said we don't need to buy your shit. They boycotted us as far as tourism goes, which is about to hit us real fucking hard. It's winter. It's supposed to be. I mean, I'm in Texas and it's still 70 degrees, but I'm about to leave Texas. I'm almost out. You guys remember yesterday's video? I was trying to get the hell out of Texas. I'm almost out of here. I'm going to go in just a few minutes. And you know what else I'm going to do right after that? Forget the Alamo. Yeah, it's just going to leave my head altogether as we get away from Texas for just another week. I always come back to Texas, so that's just the way it goes. But anyways, it's supposed to be fucking wintertime. I don't know. I have no fucking clue what's going on. But we are going to see the economic fallout from that with the snowbird season here in America also, where many Canadians come and spend their winter in America and spend their money in America also. We're going to see major economic destruction going on in this country. But back to my point. As we've seen these massive job losses in America, you have to wonder, is this starting to affect other countries and how are they doing economically? To which Canada has responded now back-to-back 2 months in a row with over 60,000 jobs gained in each month. And then when you consider the population of Canada by comparison to the United States, this is massive. These are massive fucking numbers. Now, I did read that a lot of the numbers for, I believe it was October, had to do with part-time employment, but that is still a huge gain in employment numbers. The actual unemployment rates of Canada has fallen over the last couple months because of the economic growth they are seeing through Donald Trump's failed economic policies. That's fucking insane. That's crazy to think about, that Donald Trump has failed so much that he has boosted the economy of probably not just Canada, but other countries all over the world that are moving away from Donald Trump's bullshit while he is continuing to collapse America's economy. I thought it was going to drag the whole world down. Being honest with you, I thought the whole world was going to follow America's lead into this very dark place that we're headed towards. And they all just went, you know what? We could just work with other countries. How about fucking we do that instead of do the dipshit things that America is doing? And it seems to be working out. So obviously there is this huge push by not only the Canadian government. I don't even know that the Canadian government is pushing what I'm about to say, but the Canadian people who are saying we will buy Canadian products, we'll go to Canadian tourist destinations, we'll spend our winter in Canada, spending our money in Canada, and with the purchasing of Canadian products in Canada is causing their manufacturers and farmers and all these things to have to hire more and more employees, and they're strengthening their own economy all because Donald Trump's a dipshit. And I think that's actually super fucking important. It's an interesting thing because the United States and Canada, I'm not a historian, but have been pretty good partners for a very long time, right? I understand we've had some squabbles here and there, no big deal. We fight, we get over it. You know, it's not a big fucking deal. But for the most part, we've been pretty good partners to each other, where Canada was put in this position where they just had to find their own way. They had to figure out what was next while America was doing a bunch of stupid shit. And a perfect example of that, and one of the things I'm waiting to see, that I'm really excited to see, is Canada was in lockstep with the United States when it came to Chinese electronic vehicles, where Canada followed America's lead of putting 100% tariffs on those vehicles to basically keep them out of the country for a couple reasons: to give people like Elon Musk the market in America and Canada, and of course for the auto manufacturers that we share between both countries, you know, your GMs, your Fords, all those things that cross the borders many times to complete a car for people in both countries. It was to keep that competitive and not allow the Chinese market of EVs to come in and cost Canadian and American jobs in the process. And Canada was in lockstep with that, said, okay, if that's what America's doing, we'll go ahead and do it too, and we'll keep those Chinese cars out of our country, strengthening both of our industries and jobs together. And that's what a good neighbor would do. I'm gonna do this together with you, right? That's what we're going to fucking do. And then Donald Trump comes in, kicks the whole thing in the dick, and fucks all of it up, and then it left Canada in the spot where they're like, we have to do something. We have to do something. And what they didn't do, in my observation, was panic and fucking throw a temper tantrum and fuck a lot of shit up. It was just this cool, calm, collected, from the majority of Canadians that I've interacted with. I've had a few grumpy Canadians, but it's okay. It happens. I understand. I understand why you might be mad at an American right now. I get it. But just this effort to just do the right fucking thing and take care of yourself and take care of your country. And I'm waiting to see what happens with that. I am damn curious to see what goes on with the Chinese EVs, if that's going to be a thing, if there's going to be some sort of trade deal made. Hopefully, if there is some sort of deal made, it will bring some Canadian manufacturing jobs, maybe an assembly plant or something for BYDs in Canada, which would be super fucking fascinating for a few reasons. But the most fascinating part of the entire thing would be the absolutely epic Donald Trump temper tantrum if that were to happen. And that's almost a good enough reason to do it. This is why I'm not in charge of jack shit, because sometimes to me, just making Donald Trump bitch is a good enough fucking reason to do things. It's not a good economic policy necessarily, but well, to Doug Ford it was, right? And I mean, that was pretty funny, wasn't it? When Doug Ford made Donald Trump cry, that was pretty fucking funny. I think we all got a little bit of a kick out of that, if I'm being honest with you. But I guess it's probably not good economic policy. But the point of all of this is, I know I always say that, I get a lot of shit for repeating myself a lot in these videos. You guys make me self-conscious, but that's okay. We'll get through it. The point of all of this is I truly believed when all of this started, Canada was going to do their best to fall in line. That, I know that may sound shitty, but it's what I'm used to seeing in America. They were going to follow Donald Trump and his bullshit, and wrecking their own economy in the process. And the fact that the people of Canada and the government of Canada decided to go about it a different way and have shown that their way is helping the country prosper in probably every possible way, economically doing much better than the United States is right now, is really an impressive thing. And I think it's one of those things that's going to go down in history as Canada stood up for itself, went and found their own way, became less reliant on America, and kind of grew their influence on the world stage. Sometimes I get in trouble when I say power, because I don't mean like bombing the shit out of other people. I just mean that global influence, that trade, that economy, all of that shit. And it's truly one of the most fascinating things I've got to witness in my life as the country sort of uncouple from each other as much as possible. And it's the tale of two somethings. There's, I don't know, it's a story, the tale of two, I don't know. We went the other fucking way though in America, and it's a shit show. And then Canada seems to overall be improving their situation on nearly a daily basis right now. And to me, that's impressive. And I guess that's the only fucking point is Canada as a whole stood up for itself, did what they thought was best for them, and so far as the results continue to come in, it ended up being a really good fucking decision so far. Anyways, I got to get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.